the basics of wholesaling, just like any business, is to solve a problem. So there's people with problems. There's a great opportunity to help a lot of people and then make a lot of money at the same time.
What's up, everyone? This is Niyi Adewale, and I am the host of the Ekabo Home Financial Freedom Mastermind Group. This group meets every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and the members of this group are committed to achieving financial freedom while we're still young enough to actually enjoy it. So on this podcast, you're going to get VIP access to the conversations that we have about different forms of investment and ways to get your dollars working harder for you than you worked to first acquire those dollars. This week, we're joined by the Mastermind Group. You're going to see a couple of new members that have joined the weekly calls, so we get to find out what they're doing from an investment standpoint and really understand how we can, as a group, help each other to move forward. So this is a conversation that touches on a myriad of things. Definitely look into the show notes for all the details, but without further ado, we'll get to the episode. Igwe, how you doing?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm super good. Super good. How was your Christmas?
Man, I was working. So, yeah, it was good.
And Igwe, last time we talked, I know we went into detail with Marcus about, I think we were talking about Airbnbs and things of that nature. Has anything else come up since the last time we talked? Have you made it further down that pathway or anything else pop up in your mind?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually here at one of our Airbnbs right now. Our dryer went out. So, and then funny thing is I bought another dryer off of Facebook Marketplace, hooked it up today, and that thing stopped working today too. So I'm over here. I promised one of our guests that I would, if it didn't work, just text me the word dryer and I would come back. So I came back and actually just got all their laundry and took it to a laundromat. I just finished cleaning it. But since last time we spoke, we have another property we bought on Creative Finance. So we're just furnishing that right now.
Nice. And Igwe, I feel for you. I know it's, I've definitely been through that struggle before where you got to go to the Airbnb while there's guests there and try to figure it out. Do you have a maintenance person that you can call that can do this for you in the future? Or is this really a hands-on thing for you right now?
Yeah. So since this is kind of like a new venture for us, I am doing it myself. But once we start scaling and I don't have the time to do it, I'm definitely going to have a maintenance person. We had a maintenance person that I got off of Craigslist, and he fixed up some things, but I plan to get a full-time service company or like a cleaning service to come and fix everything. But that's definitely the plan.
Fair enough. Yeah. When you start talking about scale and really building a business, you definitely have to start depending on people to kind of get that done. I can tell you that I started doing some goal planning for 2022. And I currently personally have 2 Airbnbs and I manage 2 additional for others. So 4 under management. And my goal for 2022 is to have 7 personally by the end of the year. It's going to be a little bit through partnerships, a little bit through traditional purchasing them. And I'm working with a flipper where we're going to work out a couple of deals where I can help finance the flip, get that money back, refinance the property, split the profits, and keep the property type of deal. So with all that being said, I'm building out the systems to make it a lot easier and to where I don't have to be the one that's going there to even refurnish stuff. When they run out of paper towels, things like that, I'm working on systems for the cleaners to pick that up, send a receipt, that type of deal.
I'm in one of them right now. I can show you guys.
Please, let's check it out. Let's see what you got.
So this is the living room, and this is the laundry that I just did for them. So I'm gonna leave a note on it. And then we got locks on the doors and stuff. Bathroom. Yeah.
Nice. And this is a house?
Yep.
Nice.
I wish I could take the credit for the designing, but honestly, I had a lot of help. It wasn't me.
Hey, come on now. It takes a village. My girlfriend has an eye for this. So slowly but surely, she's been taking that on more and more, and I'm kind of just letting her run with it. It's more time in my hands. Marcus, what you got, man? Welcome.
Hey, I'm sorry about being late. I completely lost track of time here.
No worries. No worries. When last we talked, I know that you were working through potential plans on rolling out an investment for individuals looking to get into the Airbnb game from an apartment standpoint. Have you fleshed some of that out? And is that still coming to fruition in 2022?
Yeah, absolutely. I shared a video with you, and we've kind of changed direction a little bit, but we're basically kind of doing Airbnb in a box where we furnish it, we find it, and we sell the unit.
Would you manage that unit as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. So that'll be part of selling it. So initially, what we're doing is just making our money back on selling it, and then making profit on managing.
Okay. So cost for a potential investor, right? If I wanted to invest in one of these units, what would I be looking at? And then what would the return be year one, we'll call it?
Those are the details that we're trying to figure out, but we're around the 10 to 12 range all in. And the reason why we wanted to do it in a box was for us to be able to build capital and be able to tell an investor, look, this is what we've been doing for the past 6 months. Past 6 months, we've been bringing in $1,500, $2,000 worth of profit. So you can expect this for the next 6 months. This is your investment, and actually have some solid numbers.
I like it. I'm working with the flipper, as I mentioned before, and we're coming up with a game plan for getting more investors involved. Right now, we've been doing money investments where people can expect anywhere between 10 and 15%, depending on the length of time that the money is being borrowed for the flip. And it's guaranteed by the real estate and you get a return. But we're also looking at an option where we could do something similar. And Marcus, this was definitely helped get refined and a little bit more inspired by you. So thank you. But I was just talking to her this morning, and we're looking at a model where we could potentially give investors a 50+% return just by allowing them to take all the profit from the flip, but taking fees for managing the flip and then also selling the flip on the back end. So
Right.
They would be taking on a little bit more risk than you would if you were just guaranteed a 10 to 15% return, because the market could change. But when you look at all the comps, if you're comfortable with that, you could make a lot more as well. So definitely looking into that model, and we'll share more once we get that fully fleshed out. Julian, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How's everybody doing?
I am super good. I hope everybody, by the way, had an awesome Christmas. And Julian, we were supposed to touch base a little bit a while ago, but how is this project, the newest project that you have going?
Everything's good. We're actually splitting the parcel, and then we're getting my contractor out there to do the scope of work. So we got that one under contract, and we got a few other under contract that we might just wholesale. Just looking at the numbers, we just got those recently under contract. So, and possibly one novation, as we were talking about the one day with Pacemark. So we might have a novation. We went to go see that property today. Everybody's been lowballing her, but we came in, proposed the idea, and she loved it. So we're just trying to finalize a price. So yeah, it's been a journey.
That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. You out here hustling, man. Out here hustling.
Trying to, man. Yeah, it's been fun. That's interesting. What one of the guys were saying is the Airbnb. That I never even thought about that. Like that's impressive.
You're talking about the Airbnb in a box from Marcus?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does, especially if you can get your money back within that first year and then just get profit straight from there. Definitely interested in it, Marcus, once it gets fully fleshed out.
I'm actually in one now that we may potentially do this to. So this will be our first trial on this unit. It just went live. We got it on the 10th. Just went live. We got 3 bookings in less than 48 hours. So first guest checks in tomorrow. That's why I'm in here now, kind of straightening things up.
Okay.
What city are you located in?
This is Atlanta, down in Atlanta. Let me see if I can turn this thing around. Well, this one's a little extreme, but that's what we were kind of going for. Let's see. I know we don't have much time, but the view is what kind of sold us on this one.
Oh yeah.
That's a selling point, right?
Fire. So say somebody wanted to get involved in this one. You mentioned you might use this as a test case. How much would it take to get involved in this one?
This would be a 10 to 12K investment. We're looking at the numbers now, but I think we're all in. We're under $9,000 all in for this unit.
So we're actually planning one right now, and I'm trying to look over the numbers as far as bed frames, kitchen tables, and TVs and all that stuff too. So $9,000 is not bad.
And if you need, I can share a list with you. We use a list of the things that are kind of universal. Like all of this stuff in here is all universal: bed sheets, cleaning supplies, utensils, pots, pans, coffee makers, Keurigs, all of that stuff. I have a list, and that list is about $2,000 worth of essentials that you'll need just to furnish it.
Okay, Marcus. Hey, I may need to talk to you after this as well, because definitely would not mind being a test subject on this. You mentioned it's going to pull in. This is a 1-bedroom?
No, this is a 2. So
Two.
there's 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
So this one can pull in about what, 15 to 2,000, you said, a month?
Right. That's what we're estimating for profit.
Okay.
And I work with partners on this. Some things I don't like these counters, but some of that stuff I don't have much say so in.
Because this is an apartment. And so with the 15 to 2,000, that's going to be split 50-50 between you guys and the investor.
The profit?
Yes.
No. So once the investor buys in, we'll take a management fee, and that management fee will range anywhere from 15 to 20%.
Okay.
The management fee one time or
Monthly management fee, we'll continue to manage it. So there'll be a one-time flat fee to take it over, to basically start receiving the income. And that's going to be that initial 10, 12 grand plus the 15, 20% monthly for managing.
Gotcha.
And where's the risk on this, right? What's the risk that you foresee for the investor on this in getting their money back and kind of long term?
Well, the risk in this model is it's a rental arbitrage model. So this is an apartment complex. 90% of the complexes that I've gone to don't allow Airbnb. So the risk is at any point in time, this could be something that gets shut down. But I kind of pride myself on finding the Airbnb friendly properties and the ones that don't necessarily allow it, but don't care that you have it, as long as you're not raising any red flags.
Fair enough.
So you mentioned something about the initial fee. That initial fee is just them having the deal with you guys, right?
Right. That's basically how we recoup our funds from everything that we put in. Finding the bed, buying the bed, going to IKEA to assemble the furniture. That's what you're paying for, is what it took us to start the unit, the down payment, first month's rent, things like that. You're paying for that.
And you guys find the property, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you don't collect any finder's fee for finding the property?
That'll all be figured into that initial fee.
Initial fee. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And for reference, furnishing a 2-bedroom for between 10 and 12K is awesome. What I found in the 4 units I've furnished is we average about $5,000 per bed that you have there. So if you got, a 4-bedroom house, it's going to cost you at least about 20K to furnish it. If you got a 1-bedroom, it'll be about 5K or so. So that's right on par. And I like that apartment arbitrage model because it does help keep a lot of that capital in your pocket. For me, right, I've been doing mostly buying a full home or doing a guest suite, which, as you can imagine, when you're putting down 20% on every property, it goes pretty quickly and you can grow very limited, a lot slower. So love what you're doing, Marcus. It's pretty awesome, man.
It, man. It's still development phases. You saw the kind of walkthrough that we've been going through, but we're trying to work it out. We're moving and figuring it out as we move.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Switching gears over to Igwe. How is not the Airbnb business, but how's the wholesaling going?
Wholesaling is great. That's our primary juice, honestly. We started as wholesalers, and then we continued to start creative finance. It's kind of funny. I think Julian mentioned Pace Morby. Curious what city Julian's in, because Pace is actually my mentor. I started with his mentorship, which taught me about creative finance, and that's how we started scaling.
I'm in Ohio. I'm in Springfield.
I have a buddy that's in Cleveland, Ohio. He does a lot of business out there, a lot of real estate stuff. Wholesaling is going to be around, for a long time. I feel like wholesaling is the easiest way to get into real estate, especially if you don't have the initial funds. And it's just, if you're hungry, you can make a lot of money out there with the model.
I would love to connect with them because we haven't got to Cleveland. It's Springfield, Dayton. We have the Novation possibly in Cincinnati, which I may even just take down, but it's outside of my comfort zone because it's a little bit farther away, but we might see. But yeah, I'd love to connect. Yeah,
absolutely. I know a lot of people in Ohio. There's a company called Keegley, which is kind of like a franchise. I'm sure you guys have, if you haven't heard of it, it's a pretty good company for wholesalers. So when a wholesaler gets a contract, if they have a hard time finding a buyer, they can contact a company like Keegley, which is a disposition company, and their whole job is just to buy people's wholesale deals. And actually, like they kind of act as a middleman to find the buyers, but their whole job is just this one. So
Yeah, I would love to connect because we have, I think it's three contracts now. We're working on the fourth one. And so, yeah, just trying to get those out. Even if we make 2,000 to 5,000, just something, just get it moved and everything else. Our thing is more volume because I'm really doing the wholesaling just to find deals for my and whatnot. That's the reason why I got into wholesale. I did it backwards. I got into rentals from creative financing and then got into wholesale. So
that's interesting. And then the basics of wholesaling, just like any business, is to solve a problem. So there's people with problems. So there's a great opportunity to help a lot of people and then make a lot of money at the same time. And oftentimes with wholesale deals, if your deal's not moving, it's usually because the price is too high. But sometimes even on deals we'll just cut our wholesale fee just so we can keep our commitment with the seller.
And that's key, right? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to solve that person's problem and they're trusting in you to kind of make that happen. And Igwe, you mentioned that you're a part of the Pace Morby Mastermind or Inner Circle group. And we actually were able to talk to Fade. I don't know if you know him, he's a part of that too. So I can tell you, for me, I'm working on a business model with this flipper. I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier, where we're going to be able to offer something similar to what Marcus is doing, but in the form of a flip, right? There's a lot of people that want to get involved in real estate passively. And so we're going to offer them two options. One, you could put in money into a flip deal where you're going to get that 10 to 15% pretty much guaranteed. It's guaranteed by the real estate. Plus, we're going to make sure you get that within a 6-month period, right? And it's all in the contract. That's one. And then the second model is if somebody understands real estate and wants to get a higher return, 50% to 100+%, we can actually work out a deal where our flipper is going to take a percentage for managing the property. I'm going to get my percentage from actually selling the property as a realtor, but the investor that puts down that 10% and the holding costs for that project is not only going to get their money back, but they're going to get all the upside when the property is sold, right? So we are working through the numbers on one of the properties that we're doing right now, and I'm going to start pitching it to a couple people. But an investor could put down $38K, which is 12% of the property's value. It's going to cost us $80K to fix the property, but that's all given by the hard money lender. So the investor puts down $38K, and then there's a holding cost of $22.70 per month for the 6 months it's going to take to flip it. And that's all the investor's cost. At the end of the day, including our fees, this property is going to sell and return back all that money to the investor, all the holding fees and that initial investment, along with an additional $45,000 if it sells for the comps that we've seen in the area. So for that initial investment of $38K plus $22.70 a month for 6 months, you're going to make back $44,000, which is over 100% return, right? So we're working through all those type of models. Abdul, what you working on?
Okay, so I mean, personally, right now, in regards to real estate, I'm not super active right now. Pretty much, I have, like I said, I'm doing just buying and holding. So I'm looking at how the market is going to turn out in the next couple of months. I'm looking to sell my units and pretty much then take that income that profit to invest into something, depending on how the market is going to look like for the next couple of months. It's just with the economy right now, I'm just watching for the most part. Yeah.
When you say sell one of your units before we move on to Julian, is this a multi-unit, small multi-unit, or single family?
Yeah, so it's a multi-unit. I'm gonna sell. I have this 2-unit that I did a subject to on last year. I'm looking to sell it, or I might do a renovation on it, and because I can make it. It's a 2-unit. I can make it a 3 units. So either I go up, either I sell it, or I add another unit on it. So that's my plan. But right now, I'm still just looking at the market to figure out if I can acquire something in the next 3 months at a good price and everything based on wholesale values, market values, all these things. So
Fair enough. Okay. I think we definitely have a buyer in the DMV. Our guy Francesco is looking to get a small multi-unit, so that may be an option. But Julian, what you got going on, man?
I got a few things right now. I got 3 or 4 properties under contract. I'm splitting one parcel that could rent. I'm trying to debate on if I'm gonna take it and keep it as a burr or sell it and flip it, because it's 2 properties, one parcel can bring in 1,800. I have it under contract for 25,000, needs about 50,000 in work. So I'd be all in 75,000 without any finance expenses. And then that one, and we are on stage 2 of a renovation project right now. And that's 6,200 square foot building I think I told you about last time. We got that one going. Hopefully be finished with the upstairs units by the end of the month, and partially started on the main floor salon suites that we're putting in there. Hopefully get that one going. And then we just finished a refinance, or I just finished that today. So that wire should be coming in tomorrow. But yeah, we got a few other prospects that Novation, and there's another one that we sent out an offer on, possibly trying to figure out if we can Novation that one as well, figure out the terms for that. But that's a property in Springfield. That's a good rental area. So we got a few things going.
That's funny. I'm actually going to Springfield tomorrow. Yeah, so I can check it out.
Yeah, we just put up the signage for the property too, for a renovation project. Yeah, we got a lot going on. That's where I'm from. So
Springfield?
Yeah.
That's a random. So random.
And so honestly, if you're looking for rentals, you can get around 1.5 to 2% on your rentals there in Springfield. Like I bought 5 properties on the same street, 65,000 a piece, and they bring in 1,100. The highest brings in 1,100. I haven't raised all the rent, but yeah. And I got that from a 1031 exchange that I only invested $10,000 in. And I rolled it into a 1031 exchange to buy 5 properties and literally on the same street.
Were they all from the same owner?
Yep. Bought it from a package. He unfortunately passed away, but he was trying to start liquidating, rolling out some of his stuff. And he actually, I think, had more properties on the street, but sold them, if I'm not mistaken. But he had 5 good ones, and they're 5 doubles on the same street. And it's literally a street of just doubles. And so I think there's 12 of them, and I own 5 of them.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty fun when you ride down the street and then be like, I got 3 on that side, 2 on that side. And then the Lexington building, the renovation building, is actually right around the corner from that. So you can actually hit those, and then like I drive around. And I think I actually bought another one that's not too far. I haven't visited that one on Main Street. That's kind of right in that same area. And I bought that one for 45, I think it was. Yeah, 45,000, and it brings in $975.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's definitely more than 1% for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Like rental wise, and the values have gone up, just numbers. But that's the reason why getting into wholesaling. If you have wholesaling and you can get stuff for low prices, that's how I found 2 of them. I bought one for 35,000. It's worth 75,000 with a tenant in it. And he's paying, I raised his up to 700. So I bought it for 35,000, 700. He pays all utilities and everything else.
Yeah. I think Abdul was talking about selling something. Dude, honestly, if you have the opportunity, I was reading this book the other day, and they were talking about rents. Like rents have never gone down in the past like 40 years. And rents are probably just going to keep going up with inflation and everything too. So, dude, if you could hold it, that might be a good idea too.
Telling you. And if you have a subject to, like, I don't know all the rules and everything else with that, but like my biggest regret was selling my property in Arizona that I 1031 exchanged. If I would have just got a line of credit and bought the 5 properties with the line of credit, I could have kept both appreciated. I could have refinanced out of those, which I'm about to do anyways, and have both. I sold it for 320, and right now it's worth 400 and something.
100%.
And yeah, just because I sold it. And it was in Arizona. I could have Airbnb'd it. It was right 5 minutes away from ASU's like downtown area. And just because I was itching to sell and make some money and roll it in without knowing all the rules, biggest regret, because the properties, I still made money because those are properties that I bought now. I can sell for 100,000 a piece. So I bought them for 325. They're worth 500,000 right now. But I sold my other property for 320. It's worth 440 now.
Yeah.
So I could have had both equities refinanced out, still do the same thing that I'm doing, but now have both properties and make even more money because I didn't sell.
Yeah. That's a value of all like this. Like you can like learn from someone else's experience.
Yeah. Biggest regret.
And literally having conversations like these is what inspires and helps you start to think differently about it. And actually, I just got approved a week and a half ago for a HELOC because I heard these conversations about just hanging on to the property and all the money the government's poured into the market and everything's going up. And I bought this house that I'm sitting in February. And in less than a year, it's gone up over 100K. And so I just got a line of credit approved for 100K that I'm actively investing into different deals, including a couple flips. And Julian, we still got to connect a couple deals around the country. So long story short, if you can hang on to it, like Igwe mentioned and Julian talked about, it's well worth it.
100%.
So where's Springfield?
Springfield, Ohio. So it's right by Dayton.
Oh, I thought you meant Springfield, Tennessee.
Oh, no. Springfield,
No.
Ohio.
I was about to say, I was like, hold up, you're driving from Nashville to Ohio to go change out the car.
No, Springfield, Tennessee.
Okay, fair enough. Everybody be safe. Julian will definitely connect tomorrow, and I will see everybody else next week. Before then, though, Happy New Year's in advance, and everybody be safe. Don't do anything I want to do.
Sir, Happy New Year. All right, fellas.
Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate you, man. Take care.
And that was our episode with the Mastermind Group. Again, we really want to hear from you. We've done a couple different versions of the podcast. We've done some where it's one-on-one, some where it's kind of a myriad of folks join the call and we talk about a range of topics. Let us know which ones you find more impactful. We want to provide content that's going to help you take your investing to the next level and reach that financial freedom as we are trying to do along the journey as well. So I hope everybody has an awesome rest of the week, and we will see you here next week.